You're listening to the John and Heidi Show. Now, featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
Faith, freedom, and the best music of the 80s and 90s. You are listening to Sunny 93.3. It's time now for the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Mr. Dan Farris joining us. How you doing, Dan?
Oh, hey, happy Thanksgiving, guys.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you.
Just take a moment. Anything in particular right off the top of your head? What are you thankful most for, John?
I'm thankful for my family and my health, my family's health, those kind of things.
All right, cool.
Thankful
Heidi?
for the good
Family,
Lord.
for sure.
There you go. Yeah, I got to go with my kids, my grandkids.
Absolutely.
And for some reason, sometimes it's just the small things. It's important to appreciate the little victories. And this may sound flip, but it's not. I do. Sometimes I'm thankful that my parents didn't name me Reggie. And
That's
good.
I just think, not that I have anything against anybody named Reggie, but I just don't think
don't
I'd
feel
make
like
a good
a Reggie.
Reggie.
You wouldn't be a good Reggie.
I would never be in the Reggie zone. So there you
Can't
go.
even imagine you as a Reggie. You're a pretty good Dan, though.
Thank you very much. And
I would also go with a Willis. You'd be a nice Willis. But
what?
you would.
No.
I could see you as Willis.
It's the bonus hour.
Willis
with
Farris?
Willis Farris. Yeah, a lot of consonants flying around in that. So, hey, everybody gathering around, family and friends, I hope it's spectacular.
For
And,
those of you stuffing your turkeys.
on a Don note, Jeffrey Dahmer was killed in prison this day in 1994. So,
Speaking of
Yikes.
stuffing.
I think something like that. Yeah.
'Cause I remember at least hearing a urban legend on how he died, and if that's really how he died, that would be really bad.
He got taken out. What can I say? I wasn't there. I don't know.
I wasn't there either.
All I know
Pretty
is
thankful for that as well.
I'm also thankful. Let's move on. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris on Sunny 93.3.
Before you know it, Christmas will be here. Are you ready? If you plan to use a credit card while shopping, make sure you have the very best credit card for you. It's free to click around and see what we can do for you at bettercreditcards.net. We have options from many different banks and different credit card companies who put out their best offers to earn your business. See if we can help you get a better credit card at bettercreditcards.net. Bettercreditcards.net. That's bettercreditcards.net.
Faith, freedom, and the best music of the 80s and 90s. You are listening to Sunny 93.3. It's time right now for Ranger Dan's Critter Corner.
Well, I'm rough, tough, and ready. I'm a heck of a man. Eat my beans and weenies from a frying pan.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves to wrestle bears and lasso ducks. Run over possums in my government truck.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves all the campers and the animals, too. If you're picking on critters, I'm coming after you.
He's Ranger Dan.
Yes, sir. I'm Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger
Good
Dan.
morning.
Morning to you two, John and Heidi, and all the little Thanksgiving little radio rangers.
Well, happy Thanksgiving.
Appreciate that. You know, we spent about a week and a half talking about the wonders of the turkey bird, which is, of
Yes,
course,
we did.
been an American staple for a long time. Gathered around the old table, as I'm sure all my little radio rangers are today. And something a little different. I want to talk maybe a little bit of history of Thanksgiving, how it came to be, and what those first pilgrims, Native Americans, actually had at that first recorded Thanksgiving, which happened a long time ago. Heck, I was just a little ranger myself. It was 1621.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Years before the internet. Our pilgrims and Native Indians, they did in fact have turkey.
Did they really? Good.
In fact, wild turkeys were abundant in that part of the woods at the time. It's also interesting to note that they had some other fowl as well. They enjoyed goose. They enjoyed duck. Swan, believe it or not, was on the menu. It was actually about a 3-day feast that was going on, that first feast of Thanksgiving.
That's how it is for my family.
Venison was included. In fact, as far as historians could figure out, there were at least 5 deer involved in that feast. So it was pretty massive, along with various fruits, potatoes, and corn.
Maize.
Which the Indians call corn. Side note, what else is interesting also was apparently the very first documented case of sports betting. Native Americans picked the Detroit Lions to beat the Green Bay Packers. The Lions did not cover the spread, which apparently is how the Pilgrims secured the land rights to what is now known as Manhattan.
Kids, don't pay any attention.
Well, that's it for Ranger Dan today. Enjoy the day, enjoy the fam, and praise the good Lord for all the bounties we've been privy to. As Ranger Dan, you know the drill. When it fires up again, dance, go to church, say your prayers, eat your vegetables, and your turkey. Don't be playing soccer. Don't be catch your wear Crocs. Ranger Dan out. Yes, sir.
Again, Ranger Dan's Critter Corner on Sunny 93.3.
If you have a drug problem, don't let it ruin your life. You can be in treatment as soon as tomorrow, and you can start to get clean in as little as 7 days. Take the first step to get drugs out of your life at timeforrehab.com. Your insurance may cover everything, so you really have nothing to lose. Timeforrehab.com. Start your new life. You deserve it. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Faith, freedom, and the best music of the 80s and 90s. You are listening to Sunny 93.3. It's time right now for Water Cooler Talk, brought to you by Aqua One. Mr. Dan Farris back in the studio. How you doing, Dan?
Not too bad. I'm just going to throw this out there because you've still got time to do it. This was a big deal. I actually did it one year. I must have been out of my mind, but why not? The body not being what it used to be. It's one of the biggest fundraisers of the year, and it's going on this morning for the banquet. It's the Thanksgiving Banquet Run for Food. Fires up 8 o'clock, WH Lions Fairgrounds.
Nice.
Yeah, the fun run hosted by the Sioux Falls Running Club takes place every year, Thanksgiving morning. No pre-registration. You ain't got to mess with that. You just need a $10 bill. Throw it there. Go take your run. No, it's been a little snowy, a little cold and whatnot. But, yeah, just want to give last-minute heads up if you've been thinking about it. Get her done.
That's awesome.
Get her done.
Could you just give them $10 and like watch from a lawn chair or something?
Isn't that a great idea?
Leave the car idling, stay inside.
I've been thinking about this for years. You know, being in, and I have been in and out of radio now for almost 4 decades.
Yeah.
And through that, of course, you get involved with all the nonprofits. You get involved with all of these events, and it goes on and on, which is fantastic. But inevitably, there's always a 5K run, a 10K run, a 3-mile walk, whatever. I think someone needs to, and we could head this up, actually, move it down the line. We're going to do nothing for, in other words, we're going to spend a day, do absolutely nothing. We're going to pony up the money.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
But we're not going
to do anything.
Yeah, and then
they did one of those.
Then have a Facebook page for it, and everybody can post photos of themselves doing nothing.
It was called the Unrun. The Optimist Club did that. And then it was... I was a part of the very first ever Unrun. The Unrun, there was no running. It was like anything else you want to do, but you're not going to run.
I love that.
So we got together at a facility. The first one was in Lincoln or Omaha. It was in Nebraska, and I actually went to it. I played music for the Unrun. And then
he was doing something.
You know, but
I
was doing something to help everybody else do nothing.
Our concept is doing nothing.
We're doing nothing.
Just going to sit in a quiet room, no talking.
Nothing.
No, you smiled. You can't.
We're doing nothing. Something
so
to keep on the bad burner.
Unrun here, and then it turned into Moe's Courageous Kids Carnival. So that's what so the Unrun is now that. So that's kind of the same idea.
Okay, I've never had an original thought in my head. Let's just move on, John. Whatever. Nope, just whatever.
I'm sorry, Dan.
No, I'm fine.
I didn't mean to hurt you.
No, I'm good.
I cut you deep, apparently.
I'm good.
That's something to be thankful for. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour on Sunny 93.3.
The average household has thousands of dollars in credit card debt. If you find yourself in that position and you're making minimum payments, you could be in debt for a long time. Make sure you have the very best card with the very best rates at bettercreditcards.net. We work with different banks and different credit card companies who put out their best offers to earn your business. See if we can help you get a better credit card at bettercreditcards.net, bettercreditcards.net. That's bettercreditcards.net.
Faith, freedom, and the best music of the 80s and 90s. You are listening to Sunny 93.3. Usually at this time we'll have like an interview with somebody or we'll be talking about something that's really important. And I think this is kind of important as we're getting into the official shopping season because it kind of kicks off today. Used to kick off tomorrow for Black Friday, but there are stores that are doing stuff tonight, right, Heidi?
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
And I guess what I want to do is just try to encourage people to spend some money locally.
Oh, absolutely.
Because, you know, even if you're going to the big box stores, at least those tax dollars are staying here. So I would much rather you spend the money locally at like local businesses because to me, there's just something special about having choices like that. And I've lived in a community where a lot of the small businesses went away. And one of them was even a grocery store. And I remember when that went away, it was terrible. Like you had no options. Then you had to drive to go somewhere to get things. So don't take for granted as you're thinking about things you're thankful for today. Don't take for granted all the businesses that we're blessed with in Sioux Falls. And if you could be a blessing right back to them and spend some money locally and locally owned businesses, I mean, those are the businesses that support the events you go to. They're the businesses that sponsor your kids' Little League team and those kind of things. So if you could just kind of keep that in mind before we go, today's the day to be thankful. And then tomorrow, now officially even later today, is the day to go out and buy a bunch of stuff that we need. Just keep that in mind. Do your best to maybe spend a little bit of money locally. Thanks for listening to Sunny 93.3.
If you can't have a drink without it leading to another drink and another drink, maybe it's time to get help. There are programs designed to help take alcohol out of your life for good at timeforrehab.com. Don't let a drinking problem spill over into other areas of your life. Get help to quit drinking and start living the life you truly deserve at timeforrehab.com. Your insurance may cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Faith, freedom, and the best music of the 80s and 90s. You are listening to Sunny 93.3. It's time right now for entertainment news of the day with Mr. Dan Farris.
Hey, man, you know them. You love them. Celebrities.
Fabulous.
Fabulous. I love this family. I love this kid. I was a big fan. You know me, I don't watch a lot of TV. It's either the game or somebody's calling me about, are you watching Hallmark? It's on the Hallmark Channel. Wow.
Or Lifetime.
Duck Dynasty, the Robertson family.
Yeah, good folks.
From way down south, way down in Louisiana. Willie's daughter, Sadie Robinson, just got married.
Oh, nice.
Love Sadie. What a great kid. In fact, I think she won Dancing with the Stars a couple years ago,
Very
too.
possible.
Pretty talented, very sweet. The guy's name is Christian Huff. They're over the moon, in love, dancing the night away over this past weekend, like being all married and stuff like that.
That's good.
That's sweet.
It is. And the reason, and again, I'm not a big TV guy. I really never have been, but it was maybe a decade ago. I was sitting down clicking around, and ZZ Top fires up on my TV. ZZ Top, well-dressed man. It's like, what is this?
Sharp
and they show the interior. Right, that one too. That was the B-side. It's like, what is happening here? And it caught my attention. All of a sudden, stepping out of this stretched limo are these guys in tuxes, but they're wearing
camo
boots and camo. And I just kind of got hooked because it was just so
different.
Super different.
But here's my favorite
I ended up
thing.
just digging the family. In fact, I named my daughter after Sadie Robinson, which is odd because my daughter's actually 8 years older than her.
Oh, wow. How did
So that's what kind of a fan I am.
You are a huge fan. The thing I always liked is they would show the family eating together
and praying
and having a prayer before the meal.
Yeah.
And I actually had a chance to do an interview with one of the Robinson family members, and it was one of the wives, and she said that they fought really hard to keep that in. The network did not want that.
Robertson. The producers didn't want it.
They didn't want that in there,
Right.
but they're like, this is who we are, and either we do this or we don't do this, and we just don't do it. We don't need to do that.
And another interesting tidbit here, the patriarch, Phil.
Yeah.
Big Phil, who leads the charge.
Yeah.
Huge college football player. He's a quarterback. In
Yeah.
fact,
This is interesting.
who his backup was?
I do, but I
in
can't
college.
think of his name. John Madden or somebody?
No, Terry Bradshaw.
That's the one. See, we're not sports people, Dan.
Yeah, multiple Super Bowl winner, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Was it Dan Marino? Can I keep guessing?
And they came after him. The NFL came after Phil Robertson.
Yeah. And
he just went, no, it infringes too much on like
Hunting.
my hunting and my personal life. Seriously, he walked away from him. The guy was fantastic.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's
pretty
pretty
cool
cool.
stuff.
That's
So
very cool.
Congratulations
Having
to
convictions, man.
Sadie Robertson, who I named my daughter after, which is on.
Well, Dan, thanks for coming in, man.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me. And again, have a blessed Thanksgiving, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving to all, and to all a good night. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris on Sunny.